Today we're taking a look at the Fig Flip 2. I'm really excited to talk about this device, and there's a lot of pros about it, but there's a couple of cons that we will need to go over. So first of all, the device is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, so there's a couple of fingerprints and I'll showcase that. The back casing is not amazing. I'm going over the hardware of the device right now. You have the volume rockers, you have the power button. There's no 3.5mm headphone jack, but there's a USB-C right here, and you can put a USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. The speaker is nothing to rave about, but it's very decent. It's very loud. It will get you through a conversation. Maybe on speakerphone it will be a little bit harder to hear, but you can connect Bluetooth headphones to this, and also you can use right here the USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack in order to get your calls. But the earpiece is very adequate. I will say a 7 to 8 out of 10. In my experience, it was decent. It does have a front-facing camera, and it does also have a back-facing camera with a flash. It is dual SIM, and it does have a removable battery. So now let's get over to the software of the device, which does have some great additions and some things that need to be worked on. Number one, this device does not allow the installation of extra apps. What it brings is what it brings. If that changes in the future, I will definitely make an update to showcase how that works. But as of right now, no, this device only uses what it has, and that's it. So this is a very basic device. Don't be looking at it as a transition device. It's essentially a competitor to the iPhone. And at $350, which is the price of the device, it better do a better job than the iPhone, but we'll get to that in just a second. Let's talk about phone contacts management. Since it's running Android and it has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, it is quite capable of having pretty much all of your contacts and appointments, and you will kind of recognize this as, your regular Android screen. You can navigate without the need of the keyboard. I don't know why the keyboard kind of came right now. Let me change it to T9 right there. You can bring it up by double tapping as well. So that is kind of like an advantage, but you don't have to use it. You can navigate the phone without the touchscreen. It does have a touchscreen, by the way. That is part of the hardware. It does have a couple of customized buttons, like a Waze button, a button for the camera, and also a button for messages, as well as some context clues in here and for the app drawer, which are very welcome. But as you see, you have a lot of fields available to you: company, phonetic first name, nickname, phone, email, street, PO box, things of that nature. There's a bunch of things that you can add because this is essentially an Android 11 device, just with the ability to be used under different terms. So here we're navigating. You have the phone, you have messages. I have showcased the messaging experience thoroughly throughout my live stream, so make sure to check that out. I went more in depth than this review, so that is just something that you need to keep in mind. But I will showcase a couple of the extra features that I did not get to showcase during that period. So now we have the texting experience. It does have a translate feature which can translate into Hebrew. This device is marketed towards a specific community, namely the kosher community. Also right here you can tap and it will translate what test is in Hebrew, which in this case, let's see if I can get my skills right there. It says mi bachen, so mi bachen, something like that. And you can tap for the original. I believe it does also translate Spanish. So this was actually something quite interesting to me because, again, it has that ability to translate into Spanish. I'm going to send myself a text message in Spanish, and I will showcase also another feature, which is the LED light. This is a hardware and software configuration feature. And I will get into that right now. So I'm just going to type a very basic Spanish message. And now that is sent, it should go right here into the device. And once it's received, the LED will light up in this area. It will showcase to you some of that information, which I think it's extremely welcome, but it's something that you kind of have to keep in mind. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is interfering with the receiving of my text messages, but I'll just bring it back and hopefully it will get my text messages. But let's continue the tour. It does have an audio recorder right there. You're able to record your audio, and it will sound pretty decent. And of course, the closer you are to the closer you are to the speaker, the better it will be. It tells you right there it has 51.7 gigabytes that are free, which is a lot if you ask me. So right there, you also have a calculator. And of course, the calculator, you can use it with the buttons, and you can also use it with the touchscreen. This makes more sense with the touchscreen, given that it's just better suited for that. Now you have the calendar right there. Download calendar data, diaspora or Israeli. So I'm assuming this was an update that came last. We used to have just a regular Android calendar, but I'm going to right there. I'm part of the diaspora, I guess, since I'm here in the United States. So it's downloading the calendar data. This was an update that was pushed very little ago, which is welcome to say that, hey, this is something that it does have the ability to be updated, and the company seems a little bit responsive. I will hope so at $350. I'm going to probably put the Wi-Fi so that it downloads faster. But my message has not come through, which I am not sure why. But we will continue with the tour right after we get through this calendar data. It might take 3 or 4 minutes, so we're going to put it in the background. It does also have a camera, which is, I believe, in the wrong location. Cameras should always be in the top part of the flip phone, in my opinion. But the camera is actually decently good because it does have the tap to brightness, and it does have a video recorder. So you can do two things. You can record video, and you can also have the ability to do pictures. The quality is definitely not going to be smartphone-like, but it's going to be good enough. So here you have the calendar, and I'm able to navigate. And if I want to add a feature right here, I'm trying to navigate through it, but you can also tap right there, a task or an event, and you can put all of the information right there. And of course, since we're part of the diaspora in here, it showcases to us right here some of the holidays or things of that nature. I do not read Hebrew, or do not understand it, cannot translate it, but I do know a little bit in order to kind of like just spell it out, essentially, the words. It does have a clock right here with some of the Android features that are pretty permanent. You have the clock, you have the timer, you have the ability to use right there the stopwatch, things of that nature. We already went through context. Let's go to files. So the software experience is very fluid, very fast. You can use different things. It does have some apps that are essentially for the community, like the Tiflon, the Ravkov, and the Halachic prayers. And that's about it. It does have a music player. It's very basic, but again, it does allow you right there to get to your contents and storage, which you can connect the USB-C for. And it shows your songs, your albums, your artists, things of that nature. It is a very basic music player. Then it does have weather. And this is where some of the things go into cons. So we're going to talk about this in just a second. But this is where the cons start for this phone. So if you were to take that phone and just do it like that, this is a very basic phone. It works. It doesn't need a lot of these things. It's very fluid. It's very nice to use. Awesome. Perfect. No issues whatsoever. However, here we have the two issues. These two apps, Waze and Weather, do not work reliably. The problem is that you do have the ability to find certain things. So for example, right here, it's showing me some things, but as you see right here, it's telling me that I am now in Vallejo, California, which I am not. I am in Colorado. So something with the GPS is not working well. I am not sure whether it is my personal device or whether this is just something that happens to pretty much all of the devices that are out there. It could be that this may be a technical mistake from this specific device. But as of my experience, for a week, this device was never able to pinpoint my location accurately. And this is one of the biggest points. Again, it does have a button for Waze right here. So it's technically saying this is very important. This is how you're going to get around. But I cannot get around because it doesn't have the ability to do so. So here we go to weather right there. And it will also show you that I am in Vallejo, and it will show the weather for Vallejo. It's 51 degrees, but I am not in Vallejo, and it's definitely colder here in Denver. I'm going to send myself a message. I don't know why this is not working. So I'll just send that and see what happens. But let me type to show you the typing experience and to show you essentially how it is working. Oh, I see why. I sent it to the wrong place. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to type this. Hola, mi nombre es Jose. And before I send it, I'm going to close it so that we can see the LED notification indicator. I had just sent it to the wrong testing number. That's my bad. Perfect. Right there, as you heard, it does have the ability to tell you, hey, you have a message, and it will showcase this to you. When someone is calling, it will also display the name right here or the phone number, but that's about it. And it will also have that LED notification indicator. So now let's go back to our messages so that we can see right there. Hola, mi nombre es Jose. Hello, my name is Jose, and I can translate. And apparently this will kind of do the translation and see what happens. And as it's translated, I'm going to show you how to type hello. So right here, we're going to go back. So hello, and then you select it, then you do the space. My name is, oh, no space, is Jose. Boom, right there. So you have, hello, my name is Jose, and it timed out probably. So we're going to translate it again, and it says, Shalom, Shami Jose. I think maybe that is the way that you say it in Hebrew. And there you go. You have the ability to type in this way with the T9 keypad without any issues. And it does have, of course, the ability to change. No, I don't want to showcase that, but it does have the ability to change right there. If you want to type with your keyboard, it does have the ability to change to different languages. And it does also have emojis. And it does have a couple of extra features here and there, like attaching a voice message. So if I tap and hold, I am recording a voice message and it's going to send it as an MMS to somebody else, which again, it's something that is very welcome. It does also have the ability to voice to type. If you double tap and you put it right here, it will show you right there that it is going to hopefully get to the point where it is recognizing my voice. It does stop right there. Let's put it again. And now this is a Google Voice Engine, which is from Gboard because this is using, again, Android 11. It's a very good device for that. Okay, so now we have a little bit of my final thoughts. And also you can put different languages. As you see right here, I have put, and you can, German, French, English, and, different dictionaries and stuff like that. So you can voice to type, you can send voice text messages and things of that nature. So again, those things are very good in my opinion, and they're very welcome for a device that is $350. Okay, so final thoughts of this device and whether I think it's actually a good device or not. So a couple of things. Both of these devices right here, this one's $350, this one is $300. So I'm comparing it mainly on the price. They're different on the nature of what they do and things of that nature. This one is, of course, a flip phone. This one is a device with a touchscreen. And this one has e-ink screen. This one has an LCD screen. Those are completely differences. And maybe I'll do a comparison video in the future. But they cost $300. So what do you get with the Light phone? Well, with the Light phone, you get phone, alarm, calculator, directions, hotspot, music, notes, podcasts, and that's about it. With this one, you get audio recorder, calculator, calendar. So that has a little bit of an advantage over the Light phone, but the Light phone is releasing the calendar very soon. You also have music, no podcast, but you also have navigation. Okay, perfect. So it's kind of apples to apples. You have a couple of extra features here specific for the community. So if you need that, it does have notes. This one has notes. This one has the advantages of cameras. If you need that, perfect. The problem here comes with the directions. So this one has Waze, which is a fully featured directions navigation platform. This one has Here Maps, which is more basic. But the problem is this one never gets my location. The Light phone does. If I step outside and I walk for a little bit, or if I'm driving, it automatically gets my location and it gives me voice guided directions. So that's what I'm expecting for a $300 device. Right now that I'm inside, it says offline mode and I am still able to type. Hey, I want to go from this place to that place and it will give me directions. Here, the problem is that you need to do a lot more typing because it doesn't recognize in what the area is. This one is preloaded with my location in my area, so I'm able to do it very easily. Now, a couple of other things. The experience, it's definitely faster and more fluid on the LCD screen that is on the e-ink. But again, you have this issue that you're paying $350 for a device that one of the main features, the main selling point that I will say, Waze and the weather, that's a nice thing to have, but Waze does not work reliably. Now I'm going to be contacting the company and hopefully this will get fixed, maybe with an update, maybe I am doing something wrong. And if it does, then I will update you. Otherwise, I will not update you and you can trust that this review continues to be the same. Now, do I think it's worth it for $350? I don't necessarily think it's the best device for $350. I think you can buy better devices for $350. But if you're interested in having some of the conveniences and a lot of the restrictions that this device does not have, it doesn't have a browser, it doesn't have a native video player, it doesn't have, it allows you to see the gallery and a couple of the things that you have recorded and things of that nature, but it doesn't allow you to do a couple of the other things. Right there, I'm showcasing you the video. Right here is the camera. This is not the best sample, but again, it does have some great features and it does have amazing features when it comes to texting and communication. But one of the main features, which is Waze, is not working reliably. I'm going to keep trying and hopefully I can get an update. But as of right now, this device is a decent device, is a good device. I will give it 4 stars. If they can fix the Waze, I will give it 5 stars. A very good device. There are other options in the market. Make sure to consider them all and your budget and whether you want to invest in something that is more limited and no access to extra apps, even though you have the touchscreen and all of those things. I will say the Cat S22 Flip is a better competitor if you're looking for apps, but if you're looking for the restricted experience that this device provides, then it's a good option. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to check them out in the comments. Make sure to put them in there and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.